Ever wonder why that chocolate chip cookie calls your name at 3 p.m. every day? Or why some people crave salty snacks while others reach for something sweet? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of food cravings, what causes them, what they mean, and how to manage them healthily. Have you ever found yourself standing in front of the refrigerator at midnight, desperately searching for something you can't quite name, only to realize that nothing will satisfy except that specific food you've been thinking about all day? If so, you're experiencing one of the most powerful forces in human nutrition, the craving. When I first started studying nutrition science, I assumed cravings were simply a lack of willpower, a character flaw to overcome. But that midnight refrigerator moment happened to me one too many times, and I realized there had to be more to the story. What I discovered changed not only my professional understanding, but my personal relationship with food as well. Cravings are actually complex biological signals, a sophisticated communication system between your body and brain that has evolved over thousands of years. They're not random urges or moral failings. They're your body's attempt to get what it needs, though sometimes this ancient system gets confused in our modern food environment. Let's start with the brain chemistry at work. When you crave a specific food, your brain releases dopamine, the same feel-good neurotransmitter involved in other pleasurable experiences. This isn't an accident. Throughout human evolution, this reward system encouraged us to seek out high-calorie, nutrient-dense foods when they were available, a survival advantage when food was scarce. I remember tracking my own cravings for a month as an experiment. What surprised me most was a pattern. My chocolate cravings intensified during high-stress work periods. This is no coincidence. Stress triggers cortisol release, which can increase appetite, particularly for foods that quickly raise blood sugar levels. Chocolate, with its perfect combination of sugar and fat, provides a rapid energy source and triggers serotonin release, nature's anti-stress compound. But cravings aren't just about stress and emotions. Sometimes they're legitimate nutritional signals. Have you ever desperately wanted a juicy steak or burger? That might be your body signaling low iron levels. Craving cheese? You might need calcium. Salt cravings can indicate electrolyte imbalances, especially after exercise or during hot weather when we lose minerals through sweat. During my pregnancy, I experienced this firsthand, suddenly developing intense cravings for citrus fruits after never being particularly fond of them before. My body was demanding vitamin C for tissue repair and immune function during a time of increased need. The wisdom of the body is remarkable when we learn to listen. Of course, not all cravings are straightforward nutritional signals. Our food environment has changed dramatically, but our neurological hardware remains similar to our ancestors. Food manufacturers have mastered the bliss point, the precise combination of salt, sugar, and fat that maximizes palatability and keeps us coming back for more. These hyperpalatable foods can hijack our natural satiety signals, leading to what scientists call hedonic hunger, eating for pleasure rather than physical need. I experienced this phenomenon after visiting a theme park where I indulged in cotton candy, something I rarely eat. For the next week, I found myself thinking about that sugary treat repeatedly. This wasn't my body needing sugar. It was my reward pathways being activated by an unusual spike in dopamine, creating a temporary but powerful association. Cultural and psychological factors also play major roles in our cravings. Foods we associate with comfort, celebration, or specific memories can become powerful craving triggers. The chocolate chip cookies my grandmother made became my go-to comfort food during college exams. Not because my body needed sugar and fat, but because those cookies represented safety and care during stressful times. Sleep deprivation is another major craving driver that I've observed both personally and professionally. After just one night of poor sleep, hormones that regulate hunger and satiety, ghrelin and leptin, become imbalanced. Suddenly, the body craves quick energy in the form of carbohydrates and sugar to compensate for reduced energy levels. During my residency years, working 24-hour shifts, I noticed my vegetable cravings disappeared while my desire for pizza and donuts skyrocketed. Habit also strengthens cravings. That afternoon cookie habit, your body starts preparing for the sugar hit before you even reach for it. Your insulin levels may begin shifting in anticipation, creating a physiological state that feels like a need. Breaking this cycle requires not just willpower, but understanding the habit loop and creating new patterns. So, what can we do about our cravings? First, recognize them as information, not enemies. When a craving strikes, pause and ask what your body might really need. Are you actually hungry? Or could you be thirsty, tired, or stressed? Sometimes drinking a glass of water or taking a short walk addresses the underlying need. For nutritional cravings, consider healthier swaps that provide similar nutrients. Craving chips? Your body might want minerals found in salt. Try roasted nuts with sea salt instead. Chocolate cravings might indicate magnesium needs. Dark chocolate in moderation or magnesium-rich foods like almonds could help. Another strategy I found effective is the crowding out approach. Rather than focusing on eliminating crave foods, concentrate on adding nutrient-dense alternatives. When I increased my protein intake at breakfast and lunch, my afternoon sugar cravings naturally diminished. My body was getting what it needed earlier in the day, reducing desperation signals later. Mindfulness practices can also help differentiate between physical hunger and emotional cravings. Before eating, rate your hunger on a scale of 1 to 10. If you're below a 6, consider whether something besides food might address what you're feeling. Sometimes a craving is really a need for comfort, rest, or connection. Sleep quality improvement dramatically reduces cravings for most people. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, and you'll likely find your body makes more reasonable food requests. Similarly, stress management techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or gentle movement can reduce stress-related cravings. I've also found that planned indulgences are more satisfying than impulsive ones. If chocolate is your joy, schedule a high-quality piece into your day rather than trying to suppress the desire completely. Mindfully enjoying smaller portions of exactly what you want often proves more satisfying than large amounts of substitutes. Another fascinating approach comes from research on imagination. Vividly imagining eating a desired food can actually decrease the intensity of the craving. One study found that people who imagine eating 30 M&MS1 by 1 actually ate fewer when given the opportunity than those who imagine eating just 3. For habitual cravings, examine your routine. Cravings often have specific triggers, times, places, emotions, or activities that signal your brain it's time for that particular food. Identifying these triggers allows you to create alternative responses. My afternoon chocolate craving disappeared when I changed my work break routine from sitting at my desk to taking a short outdoor walk. Lastly, consider your overall nutritional status. Many cravings diminish when general nutrition improves. A balanced diet with adequate protein, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, and micronutrients provides your body what it needs, reducing desperate signals for quick fixes. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate cravings entirely. They're part of being human. The objective is to understand them, respond consciously rather than reactively, and create a relationship with food that honors both pleasure and nourishment. My journey from seeing cravings as weaknesses to recognizing them as sophisticated biological signals changed not just my eating habits, but my compassion for myself and others struggling with food choices. Our bodies are always communicating with us. Learning this language is a lifelong practice that becomes more intuitive with time. What foods do you find yourself craving most often? Have you noticed patterns in when those cravings strike? Understanding your personal craving patterns is a first step toward a healthier relationship with food and your body signals. If you found this breakdown of craving science helpful, click subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition insights that respect both the science and the very human experience of eating. And drop a comment below sharing your biggest food craving and when it typically strikes. I'd love to help you decode what your body might really be asking for.